Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Sherry and I've been blogging for a year and a half, and this video is for anyone that is either just getting started on a blog or thinking about starting a blog. I kind of just winged blogging. I didn't know anyone who knew anything about it. I didn't have any knowledge of web design or anything like that, but I knew that it was something I really wanted to do. So I just kind of figured it out just randomly. I just pretty much just went on YouTube and Google and found out anything I could about the process, and then just kind of cram my brain with information. And honestly, it was a really stressful time for me figuring it out, but eventually I got a hang of it. But these are just things I wish I had kind of known in advance, just real basic things that are absolutely essential to know about blogging if it's something you want to do. So the first thing that I think is really important to know if you're starting a blog, blogging does take time. It is not something that you can usually monetize overnight. I know there are a lot of people, there's videos and articles from people that have claimed that they have monetized their blogs in less than 6 months and been able to quit their jobs and make a full-time living. And I don't doubt that that's true, but I do think that they probably had some previous experience and some kind of financial backing, because that was not even close to my experience having having started from scratch. So I think it's important to know that it will take time and energy at first. It will not be something that is instantly monetized, but you will be learning things right away just in the act of blogging. So it's not like it won't pay off later, but I think so many people quit because they just get frustrated because they're not making money right away, and then they think oh, this is just something I can't do. And I think anyone maybe I shouldn't say anyone, but anyone who is willing to put in the time and willing to go through that long period of time without any gratification can make money eventually. But I think it's good to just not have expectations of making money right away. Number two, blogging is sort of like school, and I think it's good to think of it that way. For the first year or so, you probably won't be making loads of money, but you will be learning. Every time you learn a little bit about SEO or Pinterest, all of the things involved with blogging, you will be learning. So it will pay out later, but you just have to think of it as sort of like school. People pay hundreds and thousands of dollars to go to school and learn things that might potentially make them later on. So that's how I got through the initial real awkward period of not seeing any results. I just thought, I'm in school, I'm learning stuff, and I think that is one way to keep encouraged while you're blogging. It's important to know that blogging can be lonely. You will be spending a lot of time in your own head trying to figure out things by yourself, unless you're lucky enough to be around other successful bloggers. I don't know anyone personally who blogs, so I had to learn everything just online, and I enjoy being by myself, I really do, but there were times where I'm this is just really kind of lonely and depressing, and I really wish there was someone else I could talk to about this. But it's part of, you're signing on for it when you're blogging, it's just part of the job. Number four, blogging does cost some money. It's not anything close to a brick and mortar business where you have to take out a loan for hundreds of thousands of dollars, but there are basic startup costs. You need to have a hoster, hoster. You need to have someone to host your blog. You need to have a domain name. All of that costs some money. If you want to make money on your blog, it's really important to have legal pages on your blog. And also apps and services. There are many apps and services that cost money. They cost maybe even if it's just $3 a month, all of that adds up, as you know. So it is important to know that this isn't just a free business. There are costs involved. So those are the biggest things that I think are important to know just if you're getting started, as far as to know what you're getting into. But I also want to just let you know some technical things that are absolutely necessary if you want to start a blog. So the first thing is basic website design. You do not have to be a genius, a tech genius. I know because I was able to kind of figure it out after a while. When I first started my blog, I didn't know anything and I had no idea. It took me 8 hours to figure out how to do like a contact page, and like I couldn't even figure that out. I had to hire like a web developer to like set up my blog. It cost me like $300, which honestly at the time that was a lot for me because I was completely broke. But I needed to do it. But hopefully you won't have that same problem that I had. Like you'll have more of an understanding. But it is necessary to know basic website design, like how to set up your website so it looks at least like, it doesn't have to be amazing, but at least like people can like read it. It looks like something. Also, it's important to know how to pick a theme and how to use the theme for your website. Writing articles obviously is very, very important. It's actually the heart of blogging. So you need to know how to write articles that are informative. Like remember, you're not writing for yourself, you're writing for other people. It's important to use H2 and H3 headings on your blog. Correct grammar, obviously, and also to make sure it's like really easy for other people to read. Those are the very basic things to learn as far as starting a blog. But if you want to make money with your blog, which probably you do, it is absolutely essential to learn Pinterest, because that is going to be your number one driving force of traffic to your blog, most likely when you get started. Google usually doesn't recognize new websites, so it's going to be really hard to rank on Google at all. So Pinterest is absolutely necessary to learn. You have to learn how to make a pin, how to post it, how to create boards, how to set up a Pinterest business account. None of that stuff is like rocket science, I'm not gonna lie, but it takes time, especially if like you've never done this stuff before. It does take some time to learn Pinterest, but in my opinion, absolutely necessary if you want to start a blog. So later down the road, it will be important to learn SEO because it is really a beautiful thing to actually rank on Google, and all that means is that when someone like types something into the search bar, you have a chance of your blog showing up. So that is something that I think should be learned eventually if you're serious about blogging. It's important to back up your website. The more articles and like material you have on your website, the more important it is to back it up, because it would just be absolutely just devastating to lose all of that information. Google Analytics is important to know because it will tell you where your traffic's coming from, which that way you'll know like how much is coming from Pinterest, how much is coming from like social media, and how much is coming from like Google. And later down the road, you will have to learn how to set up an email list so that way you can get like subscribers that you can send like products or like information to. That is another learning curve, but it's really not like that complicated once you get the hang of it. And later down the road, you'll have to learn about like applying to ad agencies and like affiliate marketing, where you like recommend like other people's like products. So those are the biggest things in my experience blogging that you kind of have to learn, but you don't have to learn them all at once. I wish I had known that. I would have done things a little differently. Rather than just cramming information in my brain, I would have just like taken it like one step at a time. But I don't regret anything because I didn't know what I was doing. And eventually I kind of figured it out. So I hope this is helpful. Let me know if you have like any questions or if I missed anything. And I did come up with like a basic like kind of template for like new bloggers, like kind of like a system to avoid like information overload and to kind of do like one thing at a time. So if that interests you, it's like this free download I have below. And I also have like resources like things that really helped me, like courses I took that kind of put it all together. So if you're at the point where you want to start learning those things, those are some good resources. So I hope you found this helpful, and let me know if you have any questions.